From the Detroit Free Press, I'm Robin Chan with today's Voice Briefing. It's Tuesday, February 27th, 2024.
I'm John Carlisle with the Detroit Free Press. Believe it or not, there's still a handful of old-fashioned five and dime stores in Michigan. Unfortunately, there's about to be one less. Spring Grove Variety in Marysville is still thriving, but the owner and the manager are retiring, and so they're closing the store. Five and dimes, as they were called, sold a wide array of household goods for cheap, usually for a nickel or a dime, as the name suggests. They began in the late 1800s selling a mix of things modeled on the big city department stores, but offering similar goods for less and closer to home. Some featured a lunch counter in the back, and many had a candy counter in the front. Spring Grove still has its candy counter. It still has old-time toys like cap guns and paper dolls, still features a whole aisle full of doilies and macrame, but not much longer. These are the store's last days, as a disappointed customer base clears the shelves one last time.
I'm Susan Tompor, and I'm a personal finance columnist with the Detroit Free Press. Michigan retirees face a new set of extremely complex tax rules on the state income tax form relating to tax breaks for pensions and retirement income. Some retirees might save a good deal of money on their 2023 returns. Others will have to wait as better tax breaks are phased in through 2026. Early filers, though, clearly must study these complicated rules and take extra time to make sure that their tax software has been updated. They want to make sure that their tax professional has updated software as well. One man from Allen Park told me an unusual story, but it's an important one to hear. As someone receiving a qualified public safety pension, he was able to exclude his entire pension from the Wayne County Sheriff's Office. But his H&R Block software wasn't giving him the right number. He couldn't get any help. I reached out to H&R Block and told him his problem. And amazingly, we found a fix. H&R Block told me that the company had updated its tax software to reflect changes in the pension rules in Michigan. But the company acknowledged that it did identify what it called a logic rule that needed updating for a very specific situation. Yes, a situation like the one the Allen Park retiree faced. Now, he's looking at a state refund of $2,430. That's instead of around $320, which is what the software churned out when it churned out the wrong number. Double check your work here. Triple check it if you're dealing with pension income on a 2023 State of Michigan return.
From Joyce Orlando and the USA Today Network. February always is the odd month out by being the shortest, but this year it gets an extra day. February is the shortest month of the year, but every 4 years we add a leap day, and 2024 just so happens to get that extra day. The last leap year we had was in 2020, and there won't be another one until 2028. It's also a chance for people born on Leap Day to actually celebrate their birthday on the day they were born, and Michigan happens to be home to a pretty famous Leap Day baby, retired astronaut Jack Lousma. Leap Day is this week. We get an extra day on Thursday, February 29th, 2024. After that, the next leap years are 2028 and 2032. So you might be wondering to yourself, why do we even have leap year? Well, a typical year is just a little over 365 days. More accurately, it is 365 days, 5 hours, 48 minutes, and 56 seconds, according to the National Aeronautics and Space Museum. That extra 5 hours, 48 minutes, and 56 seconds starts to add up and needs to be accounted for somehow, hence leap years. Well, sort of. If we don't account for this extra time, the seasons would begin to drift, and soon summer would be in the middle of December. But extra leap days are still slightly shorter than 24 hours, according to the Smithsonian. To account for time shifts, not every 4 years gets to be a leap year. For more on this story, you can search for Joyce Orlando's article, Leap Year 2024, Why We Get February 29th this year and almost every 4 years, on Freep.com. Find more from the Detroit Free Press on Freep.com. That's FREEP.com. Thanks for listening, and you'll hear more from us tomorrow.